Boston Dynamics has been showing Atlas to the world for over a decade. But what the latest version is doing looks fundamentally different from everything that came before it. This is not incremental progress. Something has shifted. The new Atlas is fully electric. That single fact changes almost everything about how the robot moves and what it can do. The previous hydraulic version of Atlas was powerful and capable of movements that generated genuine public amazement. It could run, jump, and perform backflips that no other bipedal robot could replicate at the time. But hydraulic systems carry inherent limitations. They are heavy, they are loud, they require fluid management, and they produce a specific quality of movement that, however impressive, reads as mechanical rather than organic. The electric version is quieter. It is more precise at lower speeds. The actuators respond faster to control signals, and with more granularity than hydraulic systems allow. This produces movement that lands differently on the human eye, because the human eye is calibrated to read movement quality in very specific ways. Smooth, continuous, variable speed motion registers as alive. Powerful, high-velocity, hydraulically driven motion registers as mechanical, regardless of how impressive it is. Atlas stands 6'2". It has 56 degrees of freedom, which is the number of independent axes of movement available across the robot's body. For comparison, a human body has somewhere between 200 and 250 degrees of freedom, depending on how you count. 56 is not human, but it is enough to produce movement that, in specific configurations and at specific speeds, creates a visual impression that the human perceptual system processes differently from conventional robotics footage. The partnership between Boston Dynamics, Google DeepMind, and Hyundai is the context that makes the technical specifications meaningful as more than specifications. Google DeepMind's Gemini AI integration means Atlas is not executing pre-programmed movement sequences for each task it performs. It is reasoning through unfamiliar situations in real time and generating appropriate responses rather than selecting from a library of pre-scripted behaviors. The distinction matters enormously for real-world deployment. A robot that can only do what it was specifically programmed to do requires someone to anticipate every situation it will encounter and write a response for each one. A robot that can reason through novel situations and determine appropriate responses from general principles is useful in environments that cannot be fully anticipated in advance. Real factory floors, real warehouses, real human-occupied spaces are exactly the kinds of environments that cannot be fully anticipated in advance. The Hyundai manufacturing deployment that was confirmed for 2026 is the practical expression of this. Atlas is moving into actual production environments where the conditions change daily, where the specific arrangement of components and people is never identical from one shift to the next, and where a robot that can only execute pre-programmed responses would require constant reprogramming to remain useful. The ability to lift over 50 kilograms continuously and to operate for 4 hours on a single charge are the specifications that make industrial deployment viable rather than aspirational. Automotive parts are heavy. Production shifts are long. A robot that cannot handle the weight requirements of the actual work, or that requires recharging mid-shift, is not a production tool regardless of how sophisticated its AI integration is. The joint architecture of the new Atlas is what produces the movement quality that has generated the strongest public reaction to the recent demonstrations. The previous Atlas had joints that moved in ways constrained by the orientation of the hydraulic actuators and the mechanical design around them. The new electric Atlas has joints that can rotate beyond human range of motion in specific configurations. The demonstration that showed Atlas rising from the floor using a joint rotation sequence that no human spine could replicate was not a malfunction or an approximation of human movement. It was a deliberate demonstration that the new architecture can produce movement that is simultaneously more capable than human range of motion in some directions, and more human-like in the quality and smoothness of the execution. This is the specific paradox that makes the new Atlas visually striking in a different way from its predecessors. It is not trying to look human. Its joint range exceeds human range in specific axes. But the quality of the movement, the smoothness, the continuous flow through transitions, the absence of the hesitations and position holds that older robotic demonstrations always contained, produces a visual impression that human perceptual systems process is more organic than mechanical. When Atlas rose from the floor in the demonstration and the crowd reaction was audible across the hall, it was not because the movement was humanoid. It was because the movement was fluid in a way that nothing built before it had been. The automotive sequencing demonstrations showed Atlas performing the specific kind of work that the Hyundai deployment is designed around. Placing parts in the precise order in which cars are assembled so production lines run faster and more reliably is a task that is genuinely difficult for humans, not because it requires unusual skill, but because it is physically repetitive and mentally taxing over the course of a full shift in ways that produce error rates that climb steadily as the shift progresses. A human doing this task at hour 8 makes more mistakes than the same human doing the same task at hour 1. Not because they have stopped caring, but because sustained repetitive physical and cognitive work under time pressure degrades human performance in ways that are documented and consistent. A robot doing the same task at hour 8 performs identically to hour 1. This is not a claim about robot superiority. It is a description of what automation actually offers in specific task categories. Sustained, consistent, repetitive performance is what machines do well. Variable creative judgment in novel situations is what humans do well. The deployment that makes sense is one that puts each in the category that matches their actual capabilities. Atlas doing automotive sequencing is Atlas doing something it will be better at than a human across a sustained shift. That is the honest framing of what the Hyundai deployment represents. The learning architecture that DeepMind brings to Atlas is what separates this deployment from previous robotic automation in manufacturing environments. Traditional industrial robots are programmed for specific tasks in specific environments. If the environment changes, the robot needs to be reprogrammed. If a new task is introduced, the robot needs new programming. The total cost of traditional industrial robotics includes not just the hardware, but the ongoing engineering required to maintain the programming as the environment and the task requirements evolve. DeepMind's approach to AI, and specifically the Gemini integration with Atlas, is built around general reasoning capability rather than task-specific programming. Atlas is not programmed for automotive sequencing specifically. It is equipped with reasoning capability that allows it to understand what the task requires and execute accordingly. When the task changes or the environment changes, Atlas reasons through the new situation rather than requiring reprogramming. The practical implication for manufacturing is significant. A robot that can be redirected to a different task by explaining what the task requires, rather than by bringing in engineers to write new programs, is a fundamentally different kind of tool from traditional industrial automation. The flexibility gap between human workers and traditional robots is the primary reason that most manufacturing has not been fully automated despite decades of available technology. The gap between human flexibility and AI-enabled robotic flexibility is narrowing in ways that the Hyundai deployment will provide real production data on for the first time. Boston Dynamics has a history with Atlas that creates a specific context for understanding what the current version represents. The first Atlas demonstration in 2013 showed a robot that could walk on rough terrain with a human guiding it. The demonstrations that followed over the following decade progressively removed the tether, improved the balance, added running, added jumping, added the backflip that became the most viewed robotics demonstration in YouTube history, and eventually produced the fully electric version that is now entering commercial deployment. Each version was genuinely impressive in its moment. Each version was also clearly a research demonstration rather than a commercial product. The movement was capable, but the practical utility was limited by the hydraulic system, the power requirements, the operational duration, and the lack of AI integration that would allow the robot to make decisions rather than execute pre-programmed sequences. The current version is the first Atlas that is simultaneously impressive in its movement quality and credible as a commercial deployment tool. The electric actuators, the DeepMind AI integration, the lift capacity, the operational duration, and the Hyundai partnership together represent the convergence of everything that the previous decade of development was building toward. Boston Dynamics priced the commercial Atlas deployment for enterprise customers in the range that reflects the sophisticated hardware and AI integration it contains. The specific pricing for the Hyundai deployment has not been publicly disclosed as a per-unit figure. The strategic value of the Hyundai partnership for Boston Dynamics extends beyond the immediate revenue to the production data that real manufacturing deployment will generate. The movement quality comparison between the 2013 Atlas and the 2025 electric Atlas is the clearest way to understand what has actually changed, and what it means for where this technology is going. In 2013, Atlas walked carefully with the tether, providing stability assistance. The movement was controlled but mechanical in quality. Each step was a deliberate placement rather than a flowing gait. In 2025, Atlas rises from the floor using joint rotations that exceed human range. It walks with a gait that flows continuously through each step. It handles objects with a kind of whole-body coordination that distributes load and maintains balance across the entire kinematic chain, rather than isolating each action to the specific limbs involved. The 12 years between those two demonstrations contain all the incremental development that produced the qualitative difference. Electric actuators, improved balance control algorithms, AI integration, accumulated engineering refinement of the mechanical systems, more capable onboard compute. Each element contributed to a robot that moves differently enough from its predecessor that watching both versions back to back produces genuine surprise at the gap. The question that the new Atlas raises is not whether it is impressive. It clearly is. The question is what it represents as a milestone in the longer arc of humanoid robotics development. The argument that this is the most significant milestone so far rests on the convergence point. Atlas is simultaneously the most capable humanoid robot that Boston Dynamics has ever demonstrated, and the first Atlas that is commercially deployed in a real production environment. Those two things happening at the same time, the capability peak and the deployment moment, is what makes the current version different from everything that came before it. Previous versions of Atlas were capability demonstrations. The current version is a capability demonstration that is also doing real work in a real factory. The data that the Hyundai deployment will generate over the coming months will be the most valuable robotics data set that has ever existed. Real production conditions, real variation in the environment and the tasks, real human workers in proximity, real safety requirements, real consequences when something does not work correctly. That data will inform the next version of Atlas in ways that laboratory testing cannot match. And the next version of Atlas, informed by real production data from the Hyundai deployment, will be a different machine from the one currently on the floor. Boston Dynamics has been building toward this for 12 years. The demonstration phase ended when the Hyundai deployment began. What comes next is the production phase. And the production phase will move faster than the demonstration phase did, because real deployment data accelerates development in ways that laboratory iteration cannot. The robot that rose from the floor in that demonstration and made a crowd react audibly was not the finished product. It was the beginning of the product.